Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Is everybody ready for this guide spotlight today? I have been looking forward to this spotlight for a year. A year, I think, is what it took to make this happen with these two people, these two globe trotting superstars, Andrea and Evija. Well, good morning, Sarah Pager. I do feel better, thank you. I've had something going on for about a year, and just terrible stomach pains and terrible sickness. And so usually lasts 2 days, two miserable little days, 3 or 4 times a month, and then it just disappears as strangely as it came. But yes, I feel much better, Sarah. Thanks for asking. And hello to everybody. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie. It may last. This may be one of the longest lasting God spotlights that we've ever had. But that's going to be okay. Are you guys ready to see the main attraction? I see Ronnie Lynn is here, and Sarah, and Michaela, and Virginia, and Lynn, and Michelle was here earlier, and Sandy, and Gerald, and oh my gosh, I'm in there, and Julie, and if I missed anybody, hello, 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 welcome. Oh, and there's Matthew. Hi, Matthew. And my 360-year-old, and Neil. And hi, Agatha. Well, it looks like, and hi, Dawn. It looks like the gang is just about all here. You guys didn't show up here to see me. No way. Let's bring on the main attraction. I feel like I should do circus music or something.
Hello.
Hello,
Hello, Annette, and
hello, Andrea,
all the
Evija,
cheerio.
how are you?
A long time no seen, majority of all of you. But Annette, we are so happy that finally, after the year, we managed to do it. So I see so many
Wow,
so
big
many
names
nice
today.
names in the chat. And guys, I'm so happy to see you today. And of course, the main today is Annette. So me and Andrea, we are how you say that, in her hands. So let's see what's going on. Are you
Listen,
ready, Andrea?
Yes.
listen, I
Almost
promise
already.
you it's going to be the easiest stream you've ever
Thank
done.
you, Annette.
Just sit
Thanks.
back and enjoy it. Sit back and enjoy it. Now, for anybody that has joined a guide spotlight before, you know, of course, there's all kinds of pictures from paparazzi that have never been seen before. And usually I'd play a song, you know. Uh, But does anybody think that I was going to try to figure out what these two favorite songs were? Are you kidding me? Andrea was the kid who wouldn't eat if his family did not buy him records.
That's
So, do
true.
you think I'm going to try to figure out your favorite music? No way. I thought about it and I said, girlfriend, save yourself the stress. Because look at what's behind you. That's all music.
That's only let's say the top of the iceberg, because that's just a bit. We have, I don't know, we have the bags, boxes, I don't know, we have much more, but what you see is just a bit.
And of course, all the digital music in the computer's archive that is the biggest at the moment.
Listen, there was no way I was diving into that rabbit hole. So
No.
this is momentous, a momentous guide spotlight to begin with because it took us a year to get here. But secondly, because it's the first one I've never played any music in. So, oh, hi Dorley and Shin, and
Yeah,
hi
so many people.
Agatha. Okay, listen, so we're going to get started because we got a lot of stuff to cover. And the first thing we're going to get to, did anybody see the picture that Andrea and Evia posted on their Facebook page asking
Okay,
for
let's see.
everybody
Let's see.
to figure out who is
Oh.
that baby? So let's take a poll right now.
Yes, yes,
You
Annette,
have the
very good.
last 5 seconds. Last 5 seconds to say Andrea or Evia. So
Andrea,
who it
okay,
is?
you can see us here, and then the
Now,
picture.
now
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have the
Okay, I will put the finger like this.
Okay, so we have one vote for Andrea. Andrea, 2 votes. 3. 4.
Andrea, yeah.
1 for
Evia,
Evia.
should you say Evia?
Okay.
Most are saying Andrea.
Ronnie
I
Lynn
think
says Andrea. Sandy says Andrea. That's 6-1.
I think in Facebook Andrea was winning.
Yes, there was just 2 votes, and it was the Trish and Shane that said it's me. All others said it's definitely 100%, without any doubt. It's Andrea.
100% that is Andrea. Well, I'm going to show you another baby picture, and we're going to go back and forth.
Let's see the
Now,
other baby.
you're pretty sure that this is Andrea. 7-1 so far. Hi, Polly. Welcome. Let's see. What about this?
And now it's gonna
What
be a
about
shock
that kid?
for me.
Who is that kid? Come on, let's get the votes in. Oh,
Many people fainted.
Sandy won't play. Sandy says nope. She's not going in.
Hair.
Oh,
Yes,
somebody
it's
says
not me.
hair.
Too many hair.
Okay. Let's make the big reveal. So what you are seeing right now. Okay, the one with the finger, it's me, guys. It's me, and the
That's
Shane.
Evia.
Shane said eyes. That's Evia. Shane kisses, and this gorgeous one. This is Andrea. So
Looks so Italian. Yes, there is the pizza somewhere
so
hidden
the
there.
picture that we posted in the Facebook, it's me. And my mom said that
Was laughing.
tell everyone that you are telling Dad that you just got 1 year old. So you're showing 1 year. So that's the picture of me. And this gorgeous guy that is just few months old. Here is Andrea. So
And actually, I look so southern there. I'm from north of Italy, but in that picture, I look from Sicily. I don't know where. Okay. So which is who?
So Shane, you won. You and the Trish, you won the bingo of the Facebook challenge. So in the Facebook, it was me, and right now you are getting the Andrea's baby picture that you haven't seen before.
But plus consider the age, because that one, this picture
is few months here.
2 months,
yes.
and the other picture is already 1 year. So you can imagine me or what that baby could have been at 1 year old.
Look at that.
So I think you got a bit of the smile all.
Listen, everybody who got it right, pat yourself on the back. Everybody that got it wrong, don't feel bad. Cute baby. Cute baby. What is that ducky that's laying in there with you? Is that a duck?
Yeah, yes, I think it's a duck. Yes, kind of Donald Duck, kind of.
Sarah Painter says that toy looks evil, Andrea. Maybe that's why Andrea looks so somber in the picture. He's like, "Mom, get it away from me, please."
No, I think I know why Andrea looks so kind of bit somber. It's not CD. It's not CD. I mean, why the duck? I mean,
first, second thing, I never like to be pictured, and I wasn't happy 2 months.
Well, listen, we got a lot of pictures coming up. Let's get this party started. Oh,
wow.
there's
Okay, this is Evia. Come on.
denying their face.
Okay, why I sent this picture? Because when we were getting ready for the guide's spotlight, Annette asked us to send some early pictures, and Andrea has never seen me personally blonde, so with the light hair. So this is the rare occasion also for Andrea to see me with the hair, light hair, because he have seen me only with the red hair.
You have never seen me with a hair.
And I have never seen him with the hair, so.
Well, honey, you are going to, and Virginia called you out. Ginny called you out. She said there was no CDs back then, Andrea.
I know.
Come on, we were all working with the vinyl. It was quite a few years till we even got the cassette tapes. Remember?
I think I started when I was one and a half already asking for records, and then there were the 7 inches that, of course, was given by the parents.
Yeah, yeah, our little vinyl.
Yes.
You have not. A few people already said this. You haven't changed a bit. You look exactly the same.
Yeah, with a bit of hair.
With hey. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
So I think I'm some 4 years old here, and so it's always around the Christmas time. So my mom, by the way, always was making all the dresses. They are made by my mom.
Wow, Evija, your mom she's like a seamstress.
Yes, yes, yes.
That is wonderful. I knew it was Christmas time, and how cute you are showing your little skirt. Oh my goodness. And where are we going here in our little cart? Where are we going here?
You know, when I was kid, but I think it's the typical thing of that time period. Around the Christmas times, there was this I don't know, traveling photographers that all the kids they were taken to take the pictures. So in fact, you see the 83. So I'm born in 78. Easy count the years here.
Very, very, very cute. Oh
Wow,
my.
very innocent.
Yes, yes, a bit of the, let's say, the nostalgic pictures. By the way, I have really a lot of baby pictures at home, and my brother doesn't have almost none. Why? Because I'm the first child, and my father was amateur photographer, and as a first child, he was really doing a lot of photos, and then. I don't know who else had this technology when in the past you were doing the photos, and then you were making yourself these photos, putting in the liquids, hanging in the dark
I remember
place.
that in the dark room.
Yes, 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 yes. So I have so many of these photos up to some age. I don't know, 5, 6, I guess. My brother a bit less, but I have really a lot of these photos made by my father. Many of them they are of course black and white.
Did your dad have a dark room in the house?
We lived in a very, very small apartment, and the darkest room was the toilet. So, and I remember this very, very well. So we needed to wait. So that moment when he was doing the photos, we needed to wait because you cannot open the doors. That I
You
remember.
cannot expose yourself. And do you remember the smell in those rooms?
Yes, 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 yes. And then there was this kind of red light at some point. I don't know why. There was also this red. So as a kid, I was kind of trying to kind of sneak in, and you know this moment when you take these photos out of this liquid. Yes, that's pretty much the memories of the very, very early childhood.
It was so cool back then when you would be hanging these pictures so they could dry.
Yes, 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 yes.
You put the photo paper into the pan with the solution, right? And just the paper comes to life with its face, right? It was so cool back then.
And replying is that under the USSR, yes, it was under the USSR. I was 12 when the let's say the USSR system collapsed. So yes, this part was under the USSR. So everything was handmade because the things were very hard to get. So my mom was making all the clothes almost herself. There were always these queues for the things. So my father was making the photos. So pretty interesting experience.
Very, very, very cool. Okay, now who could this picture be of?
Are we still with Evija or it's already Andrea?
I don't know. There's no way to tell.
But
So
I didn't tell you that who is the one. I mean, I just sent you the picture, but I didn't. I think I didn't tell you
so let's
where I am or where Evia is. I don't know.
Well,
so can you find Andrea or Evija?
Yeah, you got to give us some kind of a clue. What row should we be looking for somebody in?
So can you find in this picture either Andrea or either Evija? So who can find one of us?
Maybe Andrea in the far back left in the black.
Okay,
No?
the black, but I don't know if you see the opposite way or as we see the picture. Anyway, let's say that on our left there is a little guy more blondish, a bit shorter, and then on the right there is the guy with dark hair.
Somebody
in the
she
back.
called even me.
Yeah, in the back. Yeah.
I don't know why they're looking for you. It's me in the center.
Okay, Virginia says Andrea is fourth in from the right at the back.
Hello, Sam. Hello, whoever is joining right now.
Hello, Sam, and hello to the many that they joined today. So thank you again, wonderful people there.
Okay, let's make it easier. So it's Andrea. So what
Okay.
you need to look for in this picture is Andrea. So it's not Evija. This is Andrea.
So in black.
And in black. So Andrea is somewhere in the black. What a surprise, by the way. You know, Andrea in the black.
And the black. Are you the third one from the right? Kind of short guy?
No, okay, shall I reveal?
Okay,
Yes,
Andrea is the second.
I'm the second on the right. So for our right, because I don't know how you see the picture. So anyway, the second on the right. On the left,
with the tie,
there is a shorter guy, bit blondish. I'm totally opposite side. So you
the
count,
second guy with the tie, because on other side the guy is without the tie. So the second guy on the black row is Andrea.
No, the one without tie. No.
Tie.
Opposite side. The one without tie.
Bow tie. So second with the bow tie is Andrea.
On the other side of the guy without the bow tie. So totally the other.
Look what a cutie. And you can already start to feel the hair, although not full, because you know it's a dark picture. So but you already can feel that Andrea had the hair. And pretty a lot of hair, by the way.
Listen, will you see him with hair? It's a shock to the system. A shock to the system.
Yeah, second from right. Yeah, that's me.
And look at this gorgeous Italian in the I guess it's the Dolomites somewhere.
I think here, yes, no, maybe
mountains.
Yes, mountains.
In
but
the mountains.
I think is maybe going toward in Italy, but still in Lombardy, maybe towards Switzerland. But still in Italy.
Hello, Barbara. Hello, whoever is joining. I hope you are having a bit of the smile with our baby pictures.
Yes, we've been having quite a little a quiz, right? A little
guess who is who.
Yeah.
Actually, I really love that jacket because it was a bit of the pilot jacket. Then, of course, it was a bit dreaming. So.
And that was popular back then, because I think you and I are right about the same age, Andrea. Because I just turned 57.
Okay, I'm 59.
And look at this. I hope you are not spilling the water out now, whoever is drinking. Look at Andrea and his hair. Can you believe it's him?
And no, I skied, but it wasn't really my sport because I always had very little balance and just love the bicycle. I mean, no problem with the balance, but all the other sports with balance related, I'm not that good. And that was my dog that I love so much that unfortunately I lost when he was still little. I mean, 2 years old because he went under a car. And I suffered so too much. And
Oh,
since then, I never wanted to have any dog because I went through some deep crisis, very strong. I
well,
was
you love animals, that's for sure. That is
Yes, it
for
was a cocker spaniel, a beautiful dog, and unfortunately went under the car. And actually, I was me carrying of the dog that day. I was, I think, nine 9 years old. Yes, I had a big trauma because actually I left the dog free without the leash because he was learning, and me, I was happy to think that. I mean, at that age, I couldn't understand so much. And I thought that the animals should have been free and not on the leash. So he was learning to stay next to me, but then he saw another dog on the other side of the road, and me, without realizing it, the dog crossed, and all of a sudden arrived a car and hit. I
mm,
couldn't do anything. I saw the dog flying, and it was a big trauma. I couldn't eat for longer than I think 1 week, and then I was sick for I don't know a month. And
mm. Yeah,
pretty
that
strong, yeah.
our fur babies mean so much to us. Hi, Stephanie, welcome, welcome. Oh,
Wow, that's a beautiful dog.
So this is
that
the
is a beautiful dog.
so I'm here 15 years old, and this is actually the last moment when I have my natural hair, because after that I started to do them red. And also me, I have always been growing up with the animals. Actually, I'm coming also from the kind of countryside, so my grandmother lived in countryside, my aunts lived in the countryside, so all the free time, the summer holidays, I was spending with them. So I know perfectly how to handle the animals, also the big ones, the cows, the bulls, and so on and so on. And of course, I mean, the animals, also the big dogs, they always have been my, let's say, soft
What?
spot.
And what sort of dog?
I think it's some inbreed,
Yeah.
so and I don't remember so much because it was a friend's dog. It wasn't actually my dog, but I was always, if I see the dogs or cats, I'm always cuddling them, of course. So I see the cows, I will cuddle them. So the only things that the animals that I won't cuddle is the snakes and the spiders. So all the others, so most likely will end up like this at some point.
Well, so snakes and spiders are a little hard to cuddle.
No, let's say I leave their private space. So snakes and spiders is not exactly my cup of tea. All
Right.
others,
Yeah, you respect their personal space and you hope that they respect yours
totally,
too.
and actually lead them very a lot of their personal space. So I prefer not to cross with their personal space. So.
Yeah, I'm not mad at you for that. I'm not mad at you. And oh,
So that's the story. It's by the way, I'm already 19, I think, here, and yes, me and animals in Latvia. That's the story. So I was always with animals.
This is already the Evija we know.
Yes, and
Okay.
I'm 19 here. By the way, I'm 19 here.
beautiful. It's just beautiful. Ah,
Oh God! No, okay, this makes me laugh. Yeah, no, because anyone here, I think, never seen any picture of me with the hair. So also Evia maybe was shocked when she saw these pictures. And just to prove that I had hair, because it was hard for me to explain. This, I think I was 16.
you had a lot of hair.
Yeah, I don't know where they went.
It's not my fault. I met him already without the hair. It's not my fault.
Oh, Evia, it wasn't the relationship that caused the hair to run away or
At
pull
least
it
for
out.
that, no. At least for that, no. It's not my fault.
Now, Andrea, let's start really talk about this here. Was having no hair a choice or a no choice? Did you
No,
shave that, or did Mother Nature and Father Time decide that you'd had enough of the hair?
I don't know, sir. I think I was 23, 24. I started losing them in a kind of massive way, and that's it. Then I prefer to start shaving because didn't look so nice to have a little hair. So nothing I could do. I tried to stop with some sort of friction remedy, to put on the head, but on the scalp, but then didn't work out, as you can see. Actually, I lost them even more, so that's it. I gave up. I started shaving. Was kind of looking nicer without at that
Well,
point.
listen, you when you did have hair, you had a good run, sir.
Yes, yes, it was pretty thick and curly, and
You had a good run with that. And of
something in the
course,
Milan water. I don't know.
we can't show pictures of animals without this.
Yeah, so this is our neighbor's cat that for 10 years, he's coming every evening here. And for the last month, there happened this story that unfortunately I found him almost dead because he licked some bad thing that burned his tongue and mouth.
Oh,
And yesterday, during our live stream, after a month absence, he finally came to visit us again. And today, exactly 5 minutes before the live stream, he was here. He already had his dinner ready, so he ate it, and I think he's somewhere now at home sleeping. So I didn't check because we have the doors open, so he have free entrance and free exit. So, but he's around. Yes, this is let's say our free range cat that chooses us his as his second family for evenings.
Sorry,
I
just saying.
I was going to ask you how he got into the house. He just walks right in through the door, huh?
Yes, yes, we leave the door open, and most of the time, if we are here, of course, and he enters and stays with us, keep us company. Then, of course, we give some food. Sometimes he rests here with us. Sometimes he likes the cuddles. It depends. It's very independent cat, and we like that idea. I love actually the fact that he's independent.
He have a lot of places where he can sleep around the home. He always chooses wherever he wanna. Then he goes whenever he feels. And again, this is the cat taken from the animal shelter by the car body shop repair. That they are our neighbors. And since the very beginning, I don't know why he started to come to us. And in the very beginning, we thought that maybe he is abandoned, and we tried to domesticate him, but he never felt that he want to stay at home. So he comes, cuddles, says
Hey,
hi, and then he goes. So
Yeah, there is
and every
another
every
guest.
day like this. So
hey. Well,
You can show your dog. We are happy to see it.
they've already been on my lap twice. They're just throwing a fit as we're talking about cats. The whole center of the universe has to revolve around these two knuckleheads. So don't ask me anything because I just work here. I'm just here to pay the bills, to buy the treats. I don't listen. I get this much of the bed. Yeah, but I have to sleep on my side, and it's a queen size bed. And these two take over the whole thing. So you know, listen. Enough from that peanut gallery. You can't see them over there as it is
Ah, yes,
guarding
very
guarding the
comfortable.
window. Just
Yeah, they have
troublemaker.
beautiful view.
Yeah, troublemaker. They're beautiful everything. Troublemakers. Hi, whoever joined. Hi, Gregory. I saw you there. Okay, let's. Andrea. Uh, we had these pictures, right, of you when you're a little kid, I gotta go back to one because there's one story. Okay, Evia, Evia, Andrea. Now I know you're only a couple months old right here, and so you weren't up moving around. But I remember a story, and we have to hear this story again before we move on to the young adult pictures. I heard a story that when maybe you were only 2 years old and you would see the girls in the neighborhood, you would go to the store with the girls and you would tell the shopkeeper, you would get ice cream, buy ice cream for the girls, and you would tell shopkeepers to put it on your mother's tab. Is this
Yeah.
true?
Yes. Okay. That yes, it's true. I mean, I didn't know even the existence or giving any value to of money to things. For me, it was just a pleasure to invite a girl for an ice cream. And actually, at that age, I was asking the other day my mom that she's 93 because I wanted to make sure before I was saying something that it wasn't really correct. And at that age, maximum 2.5 years, I went away with the bicycle, maybe in Milan, distant probably around, I think, almost 1 kilometer away from home. You know, the bicycle with the side wheels, the little
Yeah,
wheels.
we call it a tricycle here because it's got the one in the front,
Uh,
two in the back.
No, they're
Maybe
kind of
not the
like
bicycle, already
with the two
the
Oh, the
little
normal
training
wheels.
wheels.
bicycle, but with two little wheels on the side in order not to lose the balance.
The
And then
training wheels. Yeah,
training wheels.
yeah.
And then I went almost 1 kilometer away, and my mom was desperate because she couldn't see me anymore in the courtyard. Okay, let's say that Milan at that time wasn't really like the Milan nowadays, but still it was Milan. I mean, it was still a big city. So anyway, yes, and also around that age, I wasn't eating if I didn't have my 7 inch and I was spinning on the handle of the door because my parents they hidden the, the record player, and because me, I was throwing tantrums if I didn't have the record player and the music going, and they were saying, no, you need to eat even without the music. And they hid the record player so I couldn't see where it was. So I started taking the records and I started spinning them on the handle of the door. I was inserting in the handle and spinning and singing. So that's the story.
Well, so I think when I first heard this story, it was uh, on a tour you guys were doing, and I remember saying in the chat that I thought that you must have been a very intense child, and that's when the story came out. Remember that?
Yes, yes. No, it's true. I mean,
He
I
was, he was.
remember already many things when I was that age. Is even yes, 1.5, 2 years old, 3 years. Remember many facts. I was already very present.
Yes, and Ginny, you're totally right. That's Andrea's mom is keep saying same things. So this addiction to the music, to the CDs and gelato, it started very, very early.
So wonderful. And Andrea, what did your mother think of you running up the shopkeeper's tab with ice cream for the girls? Did she put a stop to it, or did she tell the shopkeeper it's okay? He's Italian.
I think she told me something for sure. Now I don't remember exactly, but she kept repeating years after of this story in order to calm me down. Because I think I did it for a pretty long time, and maybe 2, 3 years. I didn't stop immediately, and especially when it was by the seaside, and I was maybe 2, 3 years old. Of course, ice cream, and then I was going here and there to take ice cream, and then
Put on my
stay
mom's.
in good company. But I was offering to girls, and to a girl that I like, not any girl. Like, if I like a little girl of my age. Then was.
But always on your mom's account.
I wasn't going around with the money. So my mom was discovering, because when she was going to the counter, they were telling her, you know, your son came here and
Italian,
he
typical
got.
Italian.
But even not just the ice cream, it could be also, let's say, a Fanta, Coca-Cola, you know, something like this. And then
All you need to know about Italians, guys.
So funny. Okay, let's get back to
okay.
where we. I had to go back to some pictures so we could relive that moment with you. Okay, let's talk about this beautiful craftspersonship.
Okay, if Andrea is all about the music, so from very early age, I am actually all about the handcrafts because my mom and also my grandmother, they are really masters of the handcrafting. So the knitting, crocheting. My grandmother also was. Doing big things like my really big handcrafted things. She was the master of Latvian crafts, and in my family they're saying that I actually started to use the needles almost earlier than I started to talk, and it's true. I think I made my very first knitted socks. I was 5 years old, so knitted socks on the 5 needles. So whoever knows that it's not such an easy thing to do the knitting with 5 needles. But my passion always have been the crochet actually, and to do very small things. And in a time it developed in the making the crochet jewelry. So I have never done it let's say as for the business or selling. It always have been my hobby, but I still like to do it time by time. It's my personal anti-stress to do super tiny miniature things with the crochet hook as the jewelry.
Evia, it's beautiful. Hello, Quinn. Welcome. I grew up in uh, you know, my grandmother. She could knit, she could crochet, she could take a picture of an outfit out of a magazine and recreate it without even the pattern, you know. So she taught me. I think I was sewing by the time I was 12, decorating cakes by the time I was 12, um, all kinds of creative things. But I could never, ever, ever get the knack of crocheting or knitting. I bought DVDs. Remember DVDs? I bought how to DVDs. I even took a class one time at a craft store, and I could not get it. Everybody else at the class is just moving along, and the teacher coming behind me, and she says, "Oh, that's different about my whatever I was doing. I was doing it, but I was doing it all wrong." And I just had to give up. Cannot. I can't play guitar either. Something about it could be the ADD, you know, really. Something about having to use both of my hands at the same time. The wires get really crossed. Uh, I can't do it. I can't do it. And that is beautiful work. Hi, Natalie. Welcome. Oh, Dawn says that her grandma taught her to crochet. My grandma tried so many times, and she would just get frustrated and just grab the needles out of my hand and go, enough, because I was just butchering it, you know, butchering it. But look at this work.
Yes, I like to do the really small things. Actually, these in the picture they're like bigger than they are in the reality. So they are really small. So I like to make as small as possible. So as almost like with the microscope. So that's. But I don't know. I think everyone in this world has some personal things how to relax or let's say calm down from the stress. So for me, it's the crochet.
I love that.
And I see there are so many people joining. Hello, guys. By the way, if you have any questions, you can always use the chat and help Annette.
Yeah, and listen, hopefully we'll have a little time at the end if anybody wants to go back and look at some pictures or has any questions. Now look at this.
Wow.
Yeah, this is for me already big. So if I do these things, I consider it's already the let's say the big scale. So for me, because I really I like to do the small things, but sometimes some nice cute things. Why not?
I see Virginia already says in here, she says, I would commission a pair of those.
So well, maybe one day we will start to do also the Andrea and Evija shop. So you never know.
Oh,
Yes, when we
that
will
would
be
be
80.
and
I will
another
be 80,
pair.
will be a bit less.
Look at that.
Yeah, she has such a hand precision. You see, very perfect. She's
Andrea
doing.
usually when he see me crocheting, he's like, "Mama, how I am? What you're doing? How?"
Yeah, because they're very little fine crocheting. It's not the thick one, the big, and she's doing masterpieces.
No, it's exquisite. It really, it truly is exquisite. And this next one is my very, very favorite. Oh, I love
Wow, what a work!
Oh, I
Yes,
mean, oh, look at the talent. I, oh, really, listen, everybody is just going crazy about it in the chat. They
yeah.
want me to
Okay,
have
guys,
merch.
put more comments, more likes,
Yeah,
and
say
then
more, say more.
yes, I say more, and maybe I will start to make the Christmas gift list. I don't know,
So wouldn't that be wonderful if somehow in the live stream events group we had a Christmas exchange? Wouldn't
You know,
that be
the thing is why I have never done it commercially. It's because it takes time, especially if these very tiny things. They look small, but they take time. And then if you need to start to let's say evaluate the time you spend to actual costs. I'm not talking even about the materials, just the time itself. So it gets a bit tricky. So that's why I have never done it kind of in full scale commercial things, because again I like to do these super tiny and they take time. So
Lynn said something very true, and that it looks very similar to tatting. And I tried
and this is crochet. This is all crochet.
tatting is beautiful, and I tried that too, and I couldn't do it. So I'm going to stay in my lane with my resin and my baking, and my soap making and
Andrea,
resin.
accordingly to the shop,
You have,
I am opening the Italy Best Day jewelry shop.
but actually at the beginning, because when she came to Milan, I said here there are so many companies related to fashion, and since you have this precision, you could actually work for big names, not any any name in fashion. I mean, big names, but the problem is, Evia replied, yes, but it takes too long to create one, and these names, they need, a bit of the production. They cannot get one. So the problem is that the time that it takes with the crochet, because nothing can be done with the machine and must be done with the hands. And unfortunately, if they order even 200 pieces, that is not a lot.
By the way, that's
We
another
cannot
problem of
supply.
me. I don't like to, let's say, to repeat too much. I like always to do slightly different. So I don't like to do exactly same thing. That's another particularity of me. So even if I will repeat some design, I will still create a different thing, and I get pretty easy bored with doing exactly same thing. So.
Well, I mean, well, hello, Mary Lou, welcome. It's obvious that the boats are in, and you're very talented. And I never knew this about you, and it's gorgeous. And what could this be? Look at all these hidden talents. This is listen. You just did a hidden gems of Italy stream. So am I. I'm doing a hidden gems too. Welcome to my party. Tell us about this.
This is some of my creations related to illumination and bringing light to different environments. And this is made out of metal and steel and perspex. And I gave the name bamboo because I was inspired by the bamboo uh, grass. Because bamboo is a grass; it's not a tree. It's like a tree, but is actually a grass and invasive grass. And anyway, it has the shape, with the rings. And I don't know. I because I went through some period that I was creating these designs and bit industrial style.
So for those who didn't understood, Andrea for some years he was actually creating the light objects, the lamps, and this is his design. And he was participating also in big and pretty important exhibitions, not only in Milan but also in
Paris,
Paris.
Munich.
So he had his own, let's say, little production
Little
line,
production.
and all the designs that he was making of the light objects, so lamps that are light objects. And he was also making himself by hand, so handmade. Unfortunately, you will tell yourself what happened.
No, okay. At a certain point, it was a bit hard first because I never liked to employ people and work as a boss or anyway having people working for me. Never liked that idea. And in order to get to a certain level, a certain point, you need to switch from your home studio production to, of course, you need to make the bigger step if you want to survive with all the costs that you have. And also was a bit unlucky with the exhibitions because I was displaying in Paris, and it costed me so much to produce all the prototypes. And of course, I have already some items ready. And then also to go to Paris, the truck, the stall, many things, the exhibition very costly. And then there was the happening in America of the Twin Towers. Exactly during the exhibition, there was the speaker saying that everyone needed to get out from the show because there were terrorist attacks. It was exactly in September. And then later on, so didn't make any business, just spent the money. Then later on, there was another exhibition in Milan in April. That is the main exhibition probably in Europe after Frankfurt, although the most established is Milan. Frankfurt is a bit bigger, but let's say most important for design and furniture is Milan. And they asked me to get a bigger stall because there weren't the size of the stall available, the one I needed. And I invested even more money, and no one came because to the exhibition, I mean, no one bought because again, the people remember the terrorist attack, plus there was the stock market that went down dramatically after that. So a bit of the crisis in Europe in general. And unfortunately, with two exhibitions that didn't go well, put a lot of money into it.
Plus, you have been copied also at the
time. Plus, they copied also, especially these lamps, the white ones, because they were easy to reproduce. And so in the end, a lot of effort, a lot of energy, a lot of work, a lot of stress. So I decided to switch to something else. And then I started working for a company later.
So we have a question
was an experience
from Mary Lou. Mary Lou
says, for 6 years, 7 years experience.
Mary Lou says, and happy Canada Day, Mary Lou and Quinn.
Happy Canada, by the way. Yes, happy Canada Day.
Canadian friends. Mary Lou says, A&E, how did you prepare for this interview with Annette? How did you prepare for it?
We
Was
just
there a lot
have
of wine?
we send the pictures and we let everything in the hands of Annette. And Annette said to us, guys, it will be your easiest stream ever, so don't worry about anything. Although in Italy, when you say don't worry, it's usually when you need to start to worry.
Although we didn't prepare anything at all, Annette just asked us to send some pictures, and everything is live. I mean, her commentary, her questions. We don't know what the interview was about, aside of the fact that we sent the
And
pictures.
honestly,
I mean, at least me. I don't know.
We didn't. We just sent the pictures, and in fact, we wanted to leave it live, so
Yes,
that
all very spontaneous from Annette and from us. Very, very spontaneous. Everything is happening now.
so these are still
Andrea,
the objects of Andrea.
I have to say this. This uh these images reminded me a little bit, if you turned it the other way, they look a little bit like the nun's breast. Don't they?
Probably.
Don't they?
Everything in this
I'm
life
seeing
is
a
kind of like
pattern.
in the circles in the end.
Yeah, probably there was already some influence by the non-West.
Probably.
Everything in this life is in the circles, guys. You know, comes and goes. It comes and goes.
This was made by Lycra, and you know, Lycra, you know, this kind of
Yeah,
stretchy
yeah,
fabric.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that fabric, very stretchy. Yeah.
So I like this idea of the light, and that's the name of my company. That it was me, and that was the stall, and was made everything out of the metal. Actually, the presentation was all with we call it silver leaf, although it's not made out of silver. It's kind of, I think, aluminum, but they call it silver leaf. So everything lacquered with silver leaf, and then metal floor, everything white and silver. So it was very, all this happened in between 96 and 2002, 2003. Actually, this is, I think, this was 2002, April, this one here. So
Gorgeous. We have
my
some
last
questions.
stall.
Yeah, I see that there are very nice, interesting questions.
What are the questions?
Julie says, how did you both learn English so well? How did you meet? And why did you decide to do tours?
Okay, let's start with the English. To you, how did you learn English so well, Andrea?
Okay, so well, thank you. How did I learn English, the one I speak? In London, because I went in two different times. Once, the first time was in 88, 89, and I stayed there for a couple of years. And then second time, 2 years and a half, it was 94, 96, more or less. And I was working there in London. Second time, I worked in Valentino Boutique in Sloane Street in London for almost 2 years. And I was at the beginning sales assistant, then switched to sales consultant. That was a bit, let's say, better position, was economically wise, and that's how I survived in London. Okay, first time I went there, I worked usual jobs in pubs, wine bar in the city, and then a travel agency. So did different things, and in order to pay my bills and live there.
So that's Andrea's English story. Mine is a bit older, actually. My mom decided to experiment with me, and when I went okay, a bit earlier with when I started to go to school, there was the experiment at that time to make the kids learn two languages at the same time, and my mom decided to try, and that was the experiment. So to do the Russian and English together, a part of my native language. So I I have been learning the let's say the English from the first year of the school. I wasn't good at it, by the way. I didn't like so much to learn the grammar, but let's say since the very first year, I was with the three languages. So my native Latvian, then the Russian was compulsory, so that was the compulsory at that time, and then the English was the one, the learned language. And then at the age 18, 19, I did volunteer jobs outside of Latvia, so a bit traveling. And then before meeting Andrea, for years I spent in the Birmingham. If I have a bit of the Burmese accent, then it's because before meeting Andrea, I lived there for years in Birmingham. So that's my English story. And then, by the way, when we met with Andrea, and even now, we are still talking mixed English-Italian. So
you listen, you speak better English than I do.
Thank you so much.
I wish.
Gregory, who is always so cheeky, says, and how did Annette prepare for this interview? Gregory, my job, my purpose here is to first get the guide to agree just to come and have a good time. Send me the pictures. I create the slideshow, and then my whole purpose is just to hold the space. That's all I'm here to do, is to hold the space so that everybody can come together and then to move the spotlight along. That's it. There's no preparation, just a lot of audacity and thinking that I can do it and do it well. That's it. Now,
Evija, you are a singer.
Huh?
Annette, you're doing an amazing job.
By the way, yes. Now everybody, I think, is really doing the
Yeah, what is this?
in very. I mean, something they didn't notice that Evija is a singer. How, when, why? No, guys, I don't sing, and so no way. But but in Latvia, I was very active with the organizing and doing the events. So making the events, making all them happen, and also leading this, so like a VJ. And the period from 25 to 28 years, I think that time, no, yeah, around 25, let's say 22, 25, 26, that the time period, I was really doing a lot of things, organizing also big things in Latvia. And also I was doing the summer camps for the teenagers and so on. This particular is the corporate event. That's where you make the money. You know, nothing changes even nowadays. So the corporates, they pay you more. But yes, so that was my life in Latvia.
Look pretty sexy here, almost like a belly dancer.
Gorgeous. I mean,
by the way, the both costumes are made by my mom. Just to say.
I knew it. I was going to ask you that. What is this?
So
you sent a lot of pictures, more than me. I sent
no, it's just to say that this period before I went to UK. So when I left Latvia, and I left Latvia at 28, I was really doing a lot of events, different events, also the medieval events, and I was really organizing them. So also making the sponsors who is giving the money, writing the projects, and in the end also leading them. So because in Latvia it is like this, it's a small country, so in the end, so that you know, you need to be multitasking many times. And I really like this part of let's say the final part of the event, when the event is happening, and I actually can do it. So that was my life up to 28 years while I was still in Latvia.
I love it.
I didn't remember this one.
How did this picture of Andre Agassi get in here? What's going on?
What's going on? I started playing tennis when I was maybe 7, 8. And then I went on until I was 21, 22, and I did it, I'm not saying professionally, but I was doing regularly tournaments and competitions. And I would say up to a regional level. not. I mean, I played also the Italian Cup, but being part of the Milan, my team. I mean, my team I was playing for, and also playing, of course, regionally here in Italy. So I went on until I was 21, 22.
That's a lot of work. That's a lot of dedication and training.
Yeah,
It
I
really is.
actually
You have to give up a lot of other things to be dedicated to that. You really do.
that's why I gave up, because when you get to a certain level, either you become a pro, or it's better you give up, because it's
Right.
constantly training, constantly, and it was a bit too much for me.
Uh-oh.
Divisional level is good. Andrea, how old are you here?
I, Actually, I'm checking. This could be Hastings in England. So maybe 89. So let's say 20, 23, 22, 23 years old.
That's
So,
that's
okay. No, I sent you pictures with me and the hair, because everyone was asking how Andrea is with the hair. So I didn't look so much for other things.
You look like a rock star.
Yeah.
and talking about the hair. Talking
You
about the
sent it. I
hair.
didn't send this.
Yeah, so that's the period from Latvia, because again I was doing the events, and the events, they were really so different. If I were doing something for the kids, of course I was using the more kids characters. If they were more like adult or medieval themes, there was the different characters. I really liked to change, but probably the Pippi Longstocking was my favorite ever. Guess why? So and I used it pretty a lot in events that I was creating. And by the way, Latvia is very green country, so many events that I was organizing. Of course, I was organizing inside the nature, so the forests and so on and so on. So that was the stage.
Wow. Wow. I mean, it's hard to compete with that hair, Andrea. I don't know. And there it is again.
Yes. By the
Pippi
way,
Longstockings.
we are now going to the question already closer. How did you two met? You see that I'm getting there. I'm getting with the music, with the CDs. So I'm starting to prepare to my next step in my life, meeting Andrea.
That's what it. And here he is preparing to meet you. Look at that. You look like a Beatle or a Rolling Stone.
Rolling Stone, probably. But anyway, I think, yes, it was in Hastings. I was there in England, in London, and then I went for some a ride, or anyway day out. And again, mainly people were asking for hair.
You look like a rock star here. It's right. You look like a rock star. I mean, if you need to put on the CD this picture. I mean, that's the picture to
Yeah, I
sell.
was listening to a lot of music all the time, of course. I was a bit, following a
You
bit
look
of the
bit
rock star, so probably a bit
romantic.
influenced to the way I
Oh,
was.
Neil, good one. Neil says looks like Dylan. You
Yes,
do
yes,
look
but
like
there is
Bob
this,
Really
Dylan.
you know, this
Good
dreamy
one, Neil.
Italian
dreamy.
look.
What?
I think this was in Corsica, in some during. And actually, now I'm seeing the picture and I'm thinking now where I was, because trust me, I didn't prepare. I was looking for pictures with hair and say to Evia, we are late. We need to give to Annette because she need to prepare something. Let it. So I said to Evia, listen, I send, and I don't remember exactly even what I sent. Amelia was looking for hair, and then here was one summer in Corsica and having fun with the strikes on the dunes on the sand.
Andrea is smiling, by the way.
Smiling.
And Andrea
Yes,
smiles also.
yes, smiling. Woof,
No.
you
And
are
this
a
was in
wild
Thailand.
man.
Yeah, because I also like motorbikes. Although in Italy I just drove the Vespa mainly, because too dangerous here in Italy to go with the motorbikes. But there I was in Thailand. I wanted to travel around a bit, and I rented a motorbike, and I had good time.
Meanwhile, I see the comments in the chat. So, sorry, Annette, to interrupt you. That they like this format. So they are asking already for the second,
yeah, we can do
second,
third.
Yeah. When I tell you guys, I said it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun and lighthearted and relaxing, and I hope that you're enjoying it as much as I am and everybody else is, because they love it. Oh, this one, I got to tell you, when I saw this, I thought, the hills are alive with the sound of music, right?
Okay, I think now finally we are moving to the moment when me and Andrea met. So this is the first year for me in Italy, and I need to say, guys, that me and Andrea, unfortunately, we don't have the pictures together almost before we got married, and we got married after 9 years being together. So, and we don't have the pictures almost together, me and Andrea. So either Andrea is taking pictures of me, or maybe there is some picture of me taking Andrea. Mainly it's me. So this is the first year of me in Italy, and of course Andrea was taking me around to the beautiful spots. So nothing has changed up to today. So Andrea is trying to show me the beauty of Italy.
Okay, here skinnier and younger.
You know what I find so ironic, Andrea, is that your designs were all based around light, but you dress like a vampire.
Yes, a bit. Yes, but maybe during the summer, sometimes in the past, I was wearing a bit lighter color because of the heat. But yes, I always like dark colors.
Although I need to say, when I came first time to Italy, he had some white shirts in the closet. I have no idea when he wear them with me, no, but he had some white shirts in the closet. So
where did you take this?
This is, I think, in Val di Susa. So we went the very first year we were together, or Trentino, somewhere there. Because honestly, I didn't mark down the many locations that we did the first years. So it's here, not in the Italy mountains, and it's the very first year that we are together. So yes. maybe Andrea will remember now exactly the location.
I think no, Evija. When we met, I wasn't anymore going around with the bike. We just rented once, I think, in Ibiza.
In Ibiza, yes. Ibiza. We were already 2 or 3 years. But
it was just a moped, yes, and not a bike. Because me, I always loved the bikes, but I always been afraid of them because of the traffic here in Italy, plus lost friends and so on. So I don't know. I felt at a certain point it was better to give up on the bikes. I also fell, but never got injured, but got scared. So I said, okay, I prefer to take a big van. And here, because I wanted to prove that I was skinny. Okay, okay, nothing special about this picture. I think it's in Paris, this one here, but just to prove that I was kind of skinny.
I mean, you don't need to prove nothing, but
that's okay. Right. That's because you know what, it doesn't matter, because pretty comes from the inside, and it's a commercial thing that says that people have to be skinny to be beautiful, and that's not true. That's not true. But we're glad that it makes you feel better. We're glad it makes you feel better. What? Is this the North Pole?
Okay. Now I think because there are so many questions in the chat, and I think finally we can get to this question. So how
Yeah,
me
we're
and
getting
Andrea
closer. Yeah.
how we met. So funny thing is that I was living in Birmingham and Andrea was here in Milan. And at one point, Andrea has this genius idea that he wanna improve his English, and I had another genius idea that I would like to learn Italian because I was getting really tired of Birmingham, and somehow I was thinking of something else. And we both went to the site online that was language exchange. So no dating, guys, no dating, nothing. Language exchange site, and I have no idea if it's still functioning. Do you remember the name
I
of
think Buzu was
Buzu? I think it was. So the idea of the site was that
yes,
the native speakers they kind of join there. You do the homeworks, and then the native speaker can correct your homework. So with whichever language you're kind of picking up. So still it's available. Buzu,
Busuu. Buzu. Maybe you can write in the chat because I'm not logged in.
I have no idea if it's now for the payment or free. When
we don't know how it works. At that
because-
time, it was for free.
and it wasn't the dating site; it was the language learning. I have no idea how it is now.
Buzu, yes, I could correct the homeworks of people that wanted to learn Italian, and vice versa. You could have your homeworks corrected by someone mother tongue English, or maybe you could carry a conversation with people that wanted to talk in English.
So guys, again,
in order to preserve a bit of the language.
Pure language learning. How did it went? You see in front, yeah. But it was purely learning English, Italian and English. So.
Okay, this is too dark. It's very small. Let me see. It's a pity that came out a bit too dark because there was a time also I was wearing hats. Kind of.
Yeah, I can see your hat. I can see it's like like almost like a French beret.
Beret, yeah.
Right? Now,
this picture is the very first day, first time I am in Milan. And Annette, I also wrote you the date, yes. So you can tell exactly date and time. I'm super bad on the dates and times. If it's written on the photos.
Well, I don't have the date and time in front of me, but I know that you told me this was your very first trip to Milan to meet Andrea.
Yes, right? It's actually also I think one of the first days. So of course, when I arrived, of course, where you take the first time to in front of the Duomo Cathedral. Yes, so it was almost 15 years ago already. So pretty long time. And in the 2019. We got married. So this is our wedding rings. And why there was this picture before, the white picture with the snow? Because one of the wedding rings, it's still here. So here, you see,
it's missing,
and it's missing the second one.
I lost
and
it
there was the picture, that white picture of the snow. We have perfect picture where Andrea's wedding ring we can find, just in case if we would like to go back, because we went on the 26th of December, my birthday, after the wedding, so a few months after the wedding, half a year after the wedding, and we were having fun in the snow. And Andrea lost his wedding ring exactly where is taken that picture. So the previous one to that, Annette. Yeah. But we have the picture, so we have perfect picture of the place where the ring is.
Yeah, because we were playing with the snowball and probably went inside some snowball and lost.
The wedding ring is all the way there.
Here is exactly here, somewhere here, because we were playing with the snowballs.
Now it's a good time to go, man. Might be still there.
We know where is this place. So we know, and we know exactly the date, 26th of December, my birthday. So Andrea's wedding ring is here.
Oh, that's terrible, but the marriage was a success.
We have the stories. It's all about the stories. By the way, Andrea had never liked the rings, so it was such a kind of, okay, okay, I will do it for you. So he did it. So, but the ring, I think, find a perfect peaceful place. And of course, this picture, many of you already have seen. So
Beautiful.
I hope now we answered many questions all together. How did we met? Where is Andrea's ring? And so on and so on. So if there are more questions, you're more than welcome to use the chat.
Now is the time for you to ask any other questions. This is Andrea and Evia's YouTube channel, Italy Best. If you haven't subscribed, which I think is highly unlikely, please go and subscribe. Um, Subscribe, watch some of their old videos, uh, older live streams that they leave up there. They are wonderful. Another thing on that channel, if you hit the links in the description, you listen, it was way too many for me to individually list. These guys are all over the place, but you're going to see their PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, the Ko-fi link, the Mixcloud, their Facebook, their Instagram, everything is right there for you, okay? So you can snap a screenshot of this right now, or just know that when you go to the channel, click right under there where it says 7 more links, and you're going to see uh, all the places you can find them. So, oh, and Lynn says those links are at the top of this chat as well if you'd like to support them. So, my 360 World says, what did you do before Hago?
So whoever wanted to see the black cat
Okay,
is
maybe
here.
only
I
one
cannot hold him
second.
very long.
Hi, Alpha.
The cat is with us. Okay, after almost 25 days, yesterday arrived. And okay, what did we do before Hago? Me, I was working almost 18 years in for a company, and then before Evija arrived, I was doing also as a second job, a hobby, DJ, and then that's it. After COVID time, I lost the job because the company went through some issues. Too bit too long to explain, but anyway, the company closed down, and then we started with a Hago. Anyway, try to find something online. It was always my dream anyway to do something online, because I don't need to rely to anyone. It's just something there that I can use to do something. Although facing the reality is not an easy thing, but I I wanted to do something online, and that was the occasion.
Yes, because before, of course, we did different things. We also were organizing things here in Milan, and then I was always doing the Instagram as the hobby. So when the COVID struck, we were really we were thinking what to do, and there was this my Instagram as the starting point. So we also, before, we did the Airbnb experiences, but more related to the shopping walks here in Milan, that we are still doing, by the way. And we kind of put it together, the things. So we created the Airbnb experiences based on my Instagram, based on the photos. So we started to show people where we have been and shared our experiences of Italy, because at that point, I mean, everybody was locked. And then from there, it's just everything started. So after the Airbnb experiences, we have been contacted by the Hago team. So then we started the Hago, and then Hago suddenly disappeared, and then we are on the YouTube, and from the YouTube suddenly we are doing the guide spotlight with Annette. So I mean, pretty crazy jump. We have never kind of thought of being, like, let's say, public people like we are now with
No.
the face in the camera, especially Andrea. So it was his, let's say, trauma 3, 4, 5 to actually to take a photo, just to take a photo of his face.
Yeah, that's the only thing it's not that I don't like, but I never felt comfortable with, and then I needed to do it at a certain point, that because I never like to be pictured, or also me, I don't have a lot of photos. When you were asking for photos, okay, I have, but not so many, and maybe with friends, but not picture of me. And then I needed to get used to it, and go on. So, but honestly, I don't like to be pictured and have a camera on my
Well,
face.
we're glad you got over it. And that's why I started doing Hago. Well, I started doing Hago as a voyager, and then I started thinking, well, I could probably do that. And then the good voice, devil, bad voice, the bad voice says, well, who's gonna want to watch you with that thing in your neck? Get over yourself. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody. And the good voice says, nobody cares about that. It's all about personality. Pretty comes from the inside. And the bad voice said, don't listen to that. Right? And so the struggle. But I did it, and I got in front of the camera, and it did help me uh, somewhat forget that part, right? And because when you start connecting with people and you realize that you have more in common than you do apart, it's a beautiful experience. It really is. And especially when you can share a little bit about your world to other people, and they're so in awe and they're so appreciative, and you turn around and you look at your world a different way, and you feel more in awe and more appreciation. And it's very cyclical. It really is something that comes full circle. At least that was my experience.
Yeah, no, that's true. That what I like of this live streaming is the fact that we can interact with other people, and I much prefer that the TV, because me, I haven't had the television since I think I was maybe, I don't know, 22, 23, when I left home, and never had the television for my choice. And so I think this is the next step of the television, and I really love it because there is interaction in between the people, and the people, they can tell things that in the news don't say, or I mean, people at the moment, they are still a bit free to say, show exactly reality of things and so on. And it's a big step also, this fact that the people finally can ask things and not just being there passively watching what is proposed by the media. So that was the thing that encouraged me to give a try. The rest is all secondary. I think that's the most important thing for me, is like to have my little television where people can ask me things, and then I can show also with the camera.
Well, you listen. I'm going to speak for everybody and say that we all love you, and I just don't even think that you know. I hope you know what you give to us and what you give to everybody. And you call people, you call your followers the dream team, but I don't think you understand that that applies to you too. You are a dream team. We love you, and I cannot thank you enough for taking time out of your busy schedule to find photos and learn a new platform with StreamYard. And then, you know, and then I had a bit of a panic right before we went on. I'm telling them it's going to be fun, it's going to be relaxing, and something crazy happened to my laptop before we went on. But it was still fun and it was still wonderful, and I loved spending this time with you and getting to know you better. And I thank you. I thank you so much. And if nobody has any other questions, let's give them our love and let them go finish bonding with Alpha. And
No, I
and
think
tell us
Alpha just ate it and he already went.
Left,
He's kind
left.
of he's free. He comes and goes. So he just finished his dinner. So
and tell us about what streams you have coming up next.
actually, we have a bit of the update. Do we have a bit of the time? Do you give
Yes,
us?
yes, yes. This is yours.
Because maybe you have seen already, unfortunately, Italy right now, the north of Italy is coming the big rains, and it seems that we plan to go to the mountains, to the Dolomites, and the last 2 days we are really sitting and monitoring what's going on. Unfortunately, Val d'Aosta region that we were last year around this time is under the water right now, and there are the landslides. And it seems that next week is coming exactly same thing to Dolomites. We already have seen 2 years ago how it is, the landslides in the Dolomites, because we arrived exactly after it, and it's not a fun thing to experience. And most likely we cannot go there at the time planned out of the safety, and we cannot even the stream. Even if we are staying just in the car raining, I mean, we cannot do nothing. So unfortunately, the Dolomites we will need to postpone. We are going there. We just need to find the moment when it's not raining there. So what we are doing right now, we are trying to understand what we can show you instead. So most likely there will be something more local, and we are getting ready for the big out end of the July and August, because there is my parents coming. So first we will go to one place, and we will do, of course, it also partially live. Because that's our life nowadays. Wherever we go, we have the camera with us. And then the August. So the August, be ready, because we are leaving Milan. So we will take you somewhere that we haven't decided yet, because again, we are looking the weather, because the weather right now is weird. So, but you know us, there will be the adventure. Some adventure is coming anyways. So
Yes, we will keep you updated.
I
and
can't wait.
and so, sorry, very quickly, I saw that there were so many questions that maybe we couldn't answer today, all of them. Guys, I'm pretty sure that one stream we will do, me and Andrea, we will finish the answering to the questions. So I think we are making some poll right now in the Facebook, so you can reapply with your questions, and we are going on with answering on your questions, because I saw that there were so many in the chat that unfortunately was hard to pick all of them. But we can do the series 2, series 3. With us, it's not a problem.
Yeah, 100%. You guys can do a Q&A. This would just start. This was just the appetizer. You guys can follow up with the entree. Okay.
And Annette, thank you so much also for you for finally doing this interview, because I know with us it's sometimes a bit hard to catch us exactly on the correct date and the time. So once more, thank you so much. And both of you, Annette and Lynn, because I see also the Lynn now is in the chat. Thank you so much for live stream events, for creating this channel, for creating the Google calendars, for trying to keep this community together, because unfortunately, after when the Hego was gone, this hardest thing is to keep the community together, because we are now split in so many kind of little pieces here and there. Many of us, we are kind of in these different parts, but it's hard. It's not easy. And Annette and Lynn, thank you so much for what you're doing. And guys, whoever is in the chat, I see the chat today moving so much, and so many nice words. Guys, you are our dream team. Our energy is all coming from you to you, because if not all of you, if not your support, if not your presence, in the good way, in the bad way, because I know that it's not always possible to smile. There is also happening bad things, but this presence to being together. And also I don't know how for the other guides, our chat has been so clean and so nice in 99%. So and fingers crossed, that it stays like this. So because there are people that they are supporting each other. I know that you also created the friendships outside the chat, and then you're joining our streams. You know that we always like to open the chat, so you can chat, you can support each other. So that all creates this vibe that is Andrea and Evija. So Andrea and Evija is not only this. So Andrea and Evija is all of you that creates all this magic together. So thank you so much.
And Annette and Lena are keeping everyone together. That's a big thing that they did, because after Hey Go, everyone could really go anywhere else. It was free at that point. But actually, like us, we trusted the people that they were joining, and we all thought that we needed to stay together, and Annette and Lena were on the same side. I mean, with that idea of not abandoning that nucleus that started with Ego. So thank you again.
Yeah, we're trying. We
Annette and
couldn't
Lena,
do
you
it
did an
without you
amazing
guys.
thing.
We couldn't
So
do it
guys,
without
I
our
remember,
talent.
just in case if some of you don't know, although I don't think that is the case. So also Lynn is streaming herself, and Annette is streaming herself. A part of
Yeah, I'll be here tomorrow.
us
I'll be
together.
on his channel tomorrow. I'm doing a live stream at the Sutter's Fort. It's a historical fort in Midtown. I'm going to ride my bike there, and I see you guys on this channel tomorrow. Then Lynn and I are doing a virtual kitchen on Saturday. Lynn's going to make pumpkin soup. We'll be on this channel, and Lynn is getting ready to start a live stream right now in 2 minutes.
In 2 minutes, so everyone jumps to Lynn.
Yeah,
So
it's on her channel. So thank you for all your beautiful comments and questions, and thank you all for being here. I hope I see you next time. Who will be on the Guide Spotlight next time? I don't know. Let's not worry about it. Let's just bask in this wonderful, warm feeling experience with our friends that we had. Go have a wonderful night. And to everybody, thank you. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, and night. And we will all see you on a live stream soon. Bye.
Ciao. Thank you
Bye-bye,
again for
everybody.
everything. Thank you, Dream Team, and
thank you for
Annette.
all. I see that we also got support today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.